everybody, welcome back. This is Jakob, getting ready to grade the decks. Just ran out to the store. My daughter's got a fever, had to get some ginger ale for her, some popsicles, and I got a little eggnog because, it's almost Christmas, and about once a year I like eggnog, so that's what I'm doing. Let's check the mail. Oh, look at that. Hot girl wants to be your friend. Wow. Everybody wants hot girls to be their friend. Oh, sorry, hot girl. Denied. What am I doing? I'm grading the Eve draft. So here it is. Oh, look at that. What happened? At least Paper, you didn't beat me. That makes me feel marginally better. Although I'm still upset that I got second. At least it was Shaq that got first. I guess I can be happy about that. So I took a little bit of time to go shop and get some stuff, and my rage has slightly abated. Only slightly, though. All right, Madison, let's see what you got going on here. 29 cards, which is pretty much an automatic failure. And then you've got the Spirit Scepters, but you're not really running much in the way of dust decks. So that's kind of a dust creature, so that's a problem too. All right, so I'm feeling generous because it's Christmas, so Madison, I'm going to give you a D instead of an F. As Zeke and Don 1361542. What is this? I don't even know what to say about this deck. He was clearly going for something. He's got, rows of similar cards. Just not a good strategy. There's not enough power in this deck. Huh. Well, that's an F. Sorry, buddy. Plexo. Relentless Charge, Lightning Bolts, Subjugates, Tribute, Disarm, good number of creatures, good creatures. This deck could have used probably a Spirit Scepter. The creatures just aren't super powerful. That's probably why he lost. Although, to be honest, this is a pretty decent deck. I don't know. A lot of people left mid-tournament, so I'm wondering if maybe he lost in the first round and then just took off. I would give this a B. All right, this is my son. Let's see what he did. Wow, 2 lightning bolts. That's good. Shock staves and poison dart guns are not what you want to run. Studying Ancients was not a great move. Armament Blast, I suppose, maybe makes sense with all these gears, although I wouldn't run it. Creatures aren't bad. Chronomancer, Battle Clear, Grave Digger. Even the Mud Golem can be okay. These are all okay. Bloodsire Bandits, though, I wouldn't use. Although coupled with the Rusty Shiv could work. That's actually an interesting idea. Although I don't know that he was necessarily thinking about it that way. All these gears shouldn't run. This is a C minus. D. It's a D. Sorry, Joe. I still love you. All right, let's see. Fallen Shadow ZZ. I know he just drafted randomly, so he gets an F because he drafted randomly. Bilbo Baggins. 32 cards. F. Only run 25 or 26 unless you run up against a mill deck, and then only if you have problems with it and lose because of mill in the first round, then you should sub in some stuff. Forsaken Bacon. Best name ever. Pretty decent cards here. I don't know how I feel about the armor, although it actually worked fairly well in the game I played. This time was my first time really trying armor. I usually don't use it for whatever reason. I like this deck pretty well. I'm going to give it a B minus. So the Tome of Life makes sense when you're running multiple creatures that have a higher health. Asnamos. Look at him with the Maelstrom. Charge Staff. I should fail you right there for running that. That just doesn't work. These battle mages don't work well because of Amoria's Pierce ability. Spirit Soul Dryads are good. Soothsayer's good. Fairy Mage I have mixed feelings about. Got the cleanses here, which is good. These are great cards. Other than the battle mages, which I feel ambivalent about. Even the Maelstrom Priestess is probably okay here. You've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other cards. Well, it's not great. With just 6, I think I'd put something else in. But certainly not a bad deck. Charge Staff is pretty bad, but other than that, not bad. I'm going to give you a C+. I'm going to give you a B-. Brutica. What is this? Charge Staff again. What is up with people running Charge Staffs? Young Giants. I mean, it's a 3/3 for 4. For the same 4 mana, you can get 2/2 creatures. Not a fan of the Young Giants. And it's only a 3/3 if you have another Young Giant out. Because none of these other things are giant creatures, right? Worm, Human Cleric. Oh, okay, well, the Egg Eater's a giant, so I guess that's interesting. Nothing else is a giant. You know what? Even though it's Christmas, I just don't like this deck. So it gets an F. You fail, Brutica. Easy skanking. Let's see what we got here. Okay, when I see a row of Fanged Batlings, that is a fail no matter what else is in your deck. Look at that. There's a Realm Crusher too. You ruined a Realm Crusher with 6 Fanged Batlings. F. Never do that again. Thought I was in a better mood. And I like you too, Easy Skanking. I'm going to have to drink some of this eggnog before I can do Meth Addicted. Alright. Why are you running Demonic Armor? No one has a QDC deck. I almost like the decks that were lower down the list than these ones. These are just the people who stuck around, I think is what happened. Cherub Scouts. What? Why are you running those? Health Potions. Why are you running those? Slash School. Did you just give up? Is that what happened here? This is making me feel upset. I'm giving you a D-. Barely better than Easy Skanking. Steve Guy, 50 cards. Fail. I didn't even get through saying your whole name. Yamo. Well, I got 2 Egg Eaters and 2 Whelpeggs. I like that. Bramble, I'm not a fan of, although, you know, I guess I can understand. It doesn't leave a corpse. That helps it a little bit. There's not enough creatures in this deck. That's the problem. Needs at least 3 more creatures. Get rid of Embrace. Get rid of Soul Funnel. Get rid of Study Ancients. Why are you running Study Ancients? Get rid of that. And put in 3 creatures, and then you've got a decent deck. As it stands, there's not enough here. And get rid of this Poison Dart Gun too. Don't run that. It's just a C. C-. D+. I'm giving you a D+, Yamo. Hot girl who tried to friend me and I couldn't friend her back. Although, who knows if Hot Girl is actually a girl. This is a nice deck. On the surface anyway. I like the Drillbot mechanic. I love the 2 Berserk Potions. I don't like Grave Fulfillment though, and Shallow Grave, so actually it's getting worse the more I look at it. Unstable Blacksmith is not great, even with all these other gears. Resurrects 2 corpses. Huh. For some reason I thought this is the one that put a corpse on the field. I never actually read that. That's interesting. I may have to try running Shallow Grave. Because that's, even though it's situational, that would be pretty nice to get 2 1/1 skeletons on the field with dust, especially with the Spirit Scepters and the Cursed Arsenals. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to have to bump up my rating just because I really like that idea. So I think I'm going to give this a solid B. Nice job, hot girl. Sorry I couldn't be your friend. Bobicus. Well, I mean, there you go. 3 lightning bolts, spirits within, and tribute to 2 tribute to the gods. Almost doesn't matter what else you run. You're going to have a great deck. Drillbot Mechanic, Priestess of War, Cladded Cavalier. So I'm wondering what went wrong here. I mean, Slash Ghouls, that went wrong. I'm not a huge fan of the Maelstrom Priestess. I don't like the Dread Tome, really. Don't like the Battle Mage, but this is a pretty doggone solid deck. It's at least a B plus because of the awesome removal. I'd give it a higher grade if you didn't have all these Slash Ghouls. B plus, that's the grade. Binaclu, let's see what you got. Powder Keg, which is great, especially with cards that have reassemble, like Rotted Remains or Gravedigger. Strap Bombs is also great with cards that have reassemble, and Holy Rampage is great. Oh, and he's got the Dread Tome, which is actually kind of nice with Powder Keg, if you can get it going, of course. Pretty solid deck here. This is a nice deck, even though I did beat it. It's yeah, that's a solid deck. I'd run that deck. I'm struggling between an A minus and a B plus. Since it is close to Christmas and I'm feeling in a slightly better mood, and because Binaclu didn't beat me, I'm going to give you an A minus. Alright, Jedius, Jedi US, Jedi Us. 2 Tomes of Life, well, with 3 Weathered Giants, Weathered Knights, 2 Rock Elementals, and a Ground Shatterer. I think I can forgive you. Ability Shift is one of the best rares in Eve in this format, in my opinion. If you get an Ability Shift, take it. Don't pass it. People pass Ability Shift all the time, and they shouldn't. It's fantastic. Think about when you're facing, what is it? This card here, right? Think about when you're facing Morphing Remains, and it's to the point where it's got 6 reassemble on it. And then what do? Because you've been letting that reassemble build up all the time? Ability Shift. Then what does your opponent do? They cry. That's what they do. And that's what you want. You want your opponent to cry. That's mainly the goal of this game. Some of these creatures I don't care for. Bountiful Priestess, I don't like. You know how I feel about Young Giants. I don't like them. Lava-Born Shaman, I will often run, and I will often pick, but I think I need to rethink that because it just rarely seems to work out well for me. Maybe I'm using it ineffectively. Pretty nice deck here. I'm going to give it a B plus. Paper U, well, we already know this is an F because I hate losing. So 2 Spirit Scepters with a Spiritual Gathering. Oh, well, he's got the Fey Queen Tiara too. Spiritual Gathering, 2 Spirit Soul Dryads, and 2 Explosive Gnomes. Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's pretty good. The Fey Queen Tiara just drives me crazy. I guess it's a little better because he's got the 2 spell bridges. I'm going to give you an A minus, but I'm not happy with you. Paper U. Papyrio. Pay Pierre you. Pierre. So I'm going to call you Pierre. Whoever you are, I'm angry at you. And here is my removal-less deck. Had to substitute haste for removal. Had one true removal card. Everything else was indirect. Pacifies are not great. Strap bombs can be okay. Ground Shatterer, of course. Not a terrible deck. Not great either. I'm going to give it a B. Shaq came in first, whom I also beat. Just got the Berserk Potion. That can get you out a lot of tricky spots. Just got the Gnome Map Maker, which can be a nice surprise. Decent cards. I'm not a fan of the Mud Golems. Gosh, I'm really not that huge of a fan of this deck. He's got some good creatures. Battle Cleric's great. Captivating Doll's great, of course. He's got a couple spell bridges. That's pretty nice. On the strength of the Berserk Potion and Lightning Bolt, spell bridges, and some nice rares and the Weather Knights, I'm going to give this a B+. There you have it, everybody. Those are my grades. Merry Christmas.